What's up, guys? Music fan here. How you guys doing? Here for a very anticipated, very exciting, and very, well, what can I say? Exciting song review of the new U2 song, single release Invisible, which was released during the Super Bowl this past Sunday. This single has been hyped up for a while, for the last couple of weeks, maybe like months. I assume like a month or two. And this single has had the hype going until the day of the Super Bowl. Single was released early on, like about 2 hours earlier at around 4 o'clock at my time over here, and I immediately got the single for free. It is still available, contrary to my initial concerns that this single will no longer be available at all. It is still available on iTunes, only now you have to purchase it now at a sum of $1.25, I think, but it still goes to the Product Red Company to donate to fight against the AIDS virus. So even though it's not free anymore, I still implore you guys to still purchase it now, even more so now that you can purchase it, you can donate your money to this very great cause. And it is worth donating to help our fellow human beings. But now straight to the song itself. Now, this is the first actual U2 song. Ordinary Love, which was released for the Mandela movie, was technically a U2 song, but that was in conjunction with a film, with a motion picture biopic. This one is completely related to their new album, their upcoming studio album. I'm hearing conflicting reports between May or sometime between like April or May, around that time, like late spring, early summertime. I don't know, that's the reports I'm getting, but of course I keep you updated, but stop it. So the song. So now here's the thing. Initially, my impressions of the song itself, Invisible, when I heard it for the very first time, I thought it was very disappointing. I thought it was very lackluster. I knew, of course, it was going to be an edit single because it's the red edited version of the song, which means in the actual album it will be slightly longer, which I have no problem with. But I was very disappointed the first time around. I didn't like how the song ended. More importantly, I was awaiting for the song to kind of really kick in with the very surging chorus, like in the vein of Vertigo or Beautiful Day or even Elevation, those type of songs. Like I was waiting for that moment for the chorus to kind of pop out and just bring the song to a whole nother level. And I did not get that with this song. And as I said before, the ending I thought was a little underwhelming. And the lyrics at the time I thought were very utter nonsense. I thought it was very nonsensical. I thought none of them made any sense. And for about the first couple of listens, I had thought that my favorite band of all time really let me down on this one. But I kept listening, I kept hearing it, I kept listening to it on repeat. And as my particular final verdict for this song, which I will use in a different method with this. What is my final verdict of this song actually? It is no, it's going down, and it is really good. It's really, really good. Like I'm very extremely impressed with this song. Like the next couple of listens after that, this song took on a whole nother meaning entirely. Like the interesting thing I want to point out is that this song, the next couple of times I heard it, it seems like an infusion between the old U2 and the new U2. Let me explain by that. The performances, the band performance of this song is very, very reminiscent of early U2, particularly songs from the Boy album. Like I'm reminded of the song "I Will Follow" from Boy, attributed to this track, just as far as the band dynamic is concerned, like the guitars, drums, bass, Bono's vocal. I thought this was a very straight ahead song. They were not trying to experiment or come across to the listener in a very different dynamic like they did with songs from No Line. And this is a very straight ahead performance, and yet at the same time you also get this brand new sense of experimentation. The song starts off with these very Kraftwerk like electronic beats, and it creates a very interesting mood. It's a very dancey type of atmosphere beginning with this song, and then kicks off with Bono's vocal, which I have not heard him this open and this catchy and this fluid since Beautiful Day. Like, I really haven't heard him in this type of singing mode for a better part of a decade, and he just sounds so fantastic. He sounds so amazing. His vocal prowess on this song, especially the part in the second verse, which he doesn't hit the high note, but he hits a note that still hits you right here, and he does a really great job at doing that. This song, when it got to the next couple of times, really reminded me of City of Blinding Lights. That song, which had that slide edge guitar to give that song that City of Blinding Lights character. It really feels like that song for me. Only except it's assisted by a synthesizer, again, the Kraftwerk like beats, electronic beats, and Larry's drumming here is absolutely superb, especially the first few times where he just do these military style beats that he is very known for, which really creates this really great dynamic atmosphere when the song starts off. It really kind of gets you moving in a way. And Edge, again, as I said before, has a slide guitar thing going. It's not country-esque in the corny sense. Again, it really is reminiscent of City of Blinding Lights. Again, this is a production done by Danger Mouse, and it really shows the dynamicism of this song, the way the band performs. And as I said before, the lyrics at first I thought was utter nonsense, but there's a video link onto their Facebook profile that they uploaded, which detailed Bono's explanation behind the lyrics, that it is about him as a young Irish boy, the band starting out, visiting London around the mid to late 70s, and just seeing London for the first time, and just having, at that time, nobody knows you, nobody wants to acknowledge you, everyone kind of sees you as an underdog in a sense, and it's Bono's view from the viewpoint of in his 50s, looking at the viewpoint of himself in his teen, young adult years, and just kind of just the desire to prove these detractors wrong, the desire to say, I will not be invisible, I will be seen, I will be heard, you will hear me, and you will feel me, you will feel my passion, you will feel my intensity. I will not be counted out as invisible or not even being seen. I will prove you wrong. And lyrically it's a very, as I've said, like the music, it very reminds me a lot of the lyrics from Boy. The song lyrically really reminds me of songs like that. Like, it reminds me of Stories for Boys, The Ocean, Shallows and Tall Trees. Like, this song lyrically speaking really harkens back to that era, to that time period, and with the passionate singing that Bono does, he really gives this song, the lyrics, such an emotional push. And the lyrics now, I think, are really great. The lyrics here are really top notch, as well as the music. It is very passionate. It really feels like the band taking Kraftwerk and putting in a little bit of a tinge of post-punk, even though not utterly to that style, and their brand of post-punk, and just kind of bridging these two gaps. Like I said, the old U2 and the new U2, splashing them together, and out you get Invisible. And it is a fantastic song. I certainly really, really, really like it. I really like this song. Like, it's catchy, it's reminiscent of the early U2 days, but at the same time it charts away into brand new territory that the band really hasn't tinkered with all that much since their 90s era, especially the Pop album from 97. But they don't do it in such, they don't over experiment with the electronical feel to the point that it feels so overly cooked or overly done like that album was. Although I will acknowledge that album is indeed their most underrated album, their most underrated classic, but again, that's for another day. But seriously, I really think that this album is really, it may not be the perfect blend of both extremes of U2, but they really offer, this song really offers like a perfect gateway into both their extreme styles. There's the experimental U2, and then there's the pop song orientated U2, and I think this song really does a really good job at attempting to fuse these two different extremes of U2's music and their songwriting, and just kind of blend them together. And it does a really good job. It does a really, really wonderful job. And this song is just super catchy. I after I got it, I was listening straight for like an hour and a half, just over and over and over on repeat. And like all U2 songs, you can definitely feel Bono's emotion, his passion, his power on this song, as the rest of the band. Now, before I go into my ultimate verdict of the rating of this album, one thing I want to point out though. There's been just not much, but just a little bit of mentioning that Larry Mullen Jr. and Adam Clayton are not featured as much in this album. Like, their parts, apart from the beginning of the song, Larry Mullen's drumming isn't as paramount here, nor is Adam Clayton's. As for my view on that, I still think that they are there. That's probably like the one problem I have with this song. Like, it's a little teeny bit of a problem, but it's kind of apparent. I really do wish that, apart from the beginning, Larry Mullen's drumming was just highlighted a little bit over the mix. Not too much to overtake the rest of the band, but just a little bit enough to be heard. Same thing goes for Adam Clayton. If you watch the video or the commercial ad, you definitely see him strumming his bass. And if you listen closely to the song, you can definitely hear Adam playing his bass with the pick in that type of dynamicism. And Larry, as I said before, I wish he and Adam were just a tad bit omnipresent. But regardless, that still doesn't detract from the song. It doesn't detract the song for me, and they still do a great job here. So, the final verdict for my song, from myself, I will give a 4.9 out of 5. A 4.9 out of 5. Really, the real detracting point is the less than omnipresent of Larry and Adam, but that still doesn't take away from the flow of the song. Their contributions, while very minimal, they really still add that dynamic sense of character to this song. But other than that, I really have no problem with this song. Other than that, this is a really good song. If this is a taste of what's to come for the new album, then I really cannot wait. I have a feeling that this album will really harken back to a simpler time, their basic straight ahead band thing that they used to do in the 80s, but really kind of meld that with the maturity of their recent work of the last decade, with maybe a little bit of a sprinkle from their 90s period. And I think this is a making of an album that will be phenomenal. It will be mind-blowingly amazing. Again, with Danger Mouse at the helm, you really can't go wrong with a combo like that. So what else can I say? It's been almost 15 minutes already. I gave my verdict, and this song is a complete departure from No Line on the Horizon, and that is a good thing for me. Again, not to discredit No Line, because that's a great album, well, a really good album in of itself, but this one is definitely 2 thumbs up for me. I love this song. I see really great things come from this band, and especially the album. So this has been my thoughts, this has been my opinion on this song. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Tell me what you think. Do you like the new single? Do you not like the new single? Why or why not? Subscribe if you like my videos. And this has been the brand new U2 single, Invisible. Again, the iTunes link will be on the D box down below. You have to purchase it now, but still support the cause. And I will see you later. U2, Invisible. See you guys later on the next video.